we're living in the last days.
Yeah, we are.
Texas City may bar Christians from sponsoring Christmas parades.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Well, you've got people on the board who are LGBT, and they reserve the right to reject any sponsorship here. This is a small town in Texas near Austin, and they're threatening. I don't know what happened. This is a story that they've already met. It looks like the agenda was set on for December 8th. But the point is, the fact that something like this even comes up, James, it's even arisen that now because of your religious beliefs, you can't sponsor a Christmas parade if you're a Christian. Now, you think they would do that with Muslims? You think they do with, and we've got an atheist story coming in too, or, any other faith? No, it's again, like we've said in the last days, we are the ones, us and the Jews are going to be persecuted, going to be singled out for persecution. And this says, that's why I put it up top, because it kind of sets the tone. We get stories like this every week that let's get used to it, that they're not going to like us for what we stand for. And it's only going to get worse, but that's where the Lord gives us the strength to plow through. But isn't that something? The city council, they don't want people of faith, sponsoring a Christmas parade of all things.
I mean, to me, I think that's crazy, but that's the world we live in. And I have to say this, Don, we warned people of this a long time ago, right?
Yep.
When these cowardly pastors were saying that we're overreacting and that we shouldn't talk about demanding freedoms and all of this stuff, we knew that what was going on was the gateway to seeing way worse. This one drives me crazy, and this one is the epitome of evil, right?
Yeah.
And we're not here to talk about the vaccines and all that. We can have a conversation about that later. But this one drives me crazy. Listen to this headline, everybody. New Zealand takes baby from parents who requested unvaccinated blood for transfusion. Look, I've seen this story come across the headlines on multiple occasions. It seems so unbelievable that I just feel the need to vet it. Like, I know it's true because there's a bunch of newspaper articles that have come out concerning it. There has to be more to this story. If there isn't, then this is just, you want to talk about demonic. This is completely demonic. Since when do parents get penalized for making decisions regarding the health of their children? Your child might have something that prevents them from having some kind of a medical procedure. And if you as a parent choose not to do what people are trying to mainstream, why should you be penalized by having your baby taken away from it?
Yeah. Jacinda Ardern, who is the Prime Minister of New Zealand, is uber left.
She's an evil woman.
Yeah, she really is. And we won't go into all the details about her and her background, but the bottom line is this is not surprising that it comes from there, because she's done some things that are kind of avant-garde, should we say, for the lefts and their, what they're trying to do, their whole agenda. Now, what's interesting, James, and we're going to have to keep going back to this, the story we did last week. Remember where the mentality is that people are writing and talking about, well, marriage should be a thing in the past. Families are a thing in the past. If you have a child, eventually it won't belong to you. It'll belong to the state. So basically, this is what they're doing here, isn't it? This is assuming that the parents have no right to request anything for a particular child because they think that the parents, obviously, even though they conceived the child, it doesn't belong to them.
This thing is completely evil. But this is what I think about this, right? Because there is a biblical precedent that I think is being established here, and it's a very important one. And that is, if I am open to, amicable, accepting of being forced into any medical procedure. Listen, this could be me being forced to having my throat checked. It doesn't matter, right? If I am amicable to that, if I'm open to allowing the state to force any kind of procedure on me, well, then there's nothing I'll say no to. Taking a mark will be no big deal, right? I mean, and it's funny because it makes sense with the biblical narrative. Because with the biblical narrative, you have an angel from heaven that is telling people, don't take the mark, and they're still doing it.